To the surprise of virtually no one, this year's Oscar for Best Actress went to Cate Blanchett for her leading role in Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine. Blanchett grew up in Australia, where, as we first reported in February, she started her career in the theater. She's a movie star who does Shakespeare. She's first and foremost a theater actor, winning wild praise for her Hedda Gabler and Blanche Dubois on the stage. This doesn't mean she can't take a joke or a fun role in blockbusters like Indiana Jones. It seems she can do it all, playing Americans, Russians, Germans, skinheads, albinos, and men. Vanity Fair called her a character actress in a leading woman's body. So you've played the Queen of England, you've played an elf, you played an Italian immigrant...
Albino. And that's just before breakfast this morning.
I've been guys, like a potato, like the devil, eh?
The range is extraordinary.
I guess I've got one of those faces that's not particularly beautiful, not too ugly. You know, I can look a bit masculine, I can look a bit feminine, depending on how you're lit, how you're shot. I don't mind not looking conventionally, you know, attractive if that's what the part requires.
So she can be gorgeous and regal as the elf queen in Lord of the Rings.
You've been with the professor.
Not so much when she played Bob Dylan.
You just want me to say what you want me to say.
I don't feel like now I'm a great actress. I never feel that. You always think, okay, I've learnt that. Well, now what if I did that?
They call her a chameleon, the way she almost molts into her characters, as when she played Katharine Hepburn in The Aviator, for which she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
You're not extending enough on your follow-through. Follow-through is everything in golf, just like life. Don't you find?
She spent weeks with a voice coach perfecting Hepburn's distinctive accent.
Can you speak Katharine Hepburn?
No, I can't do anything. I'm terrible. I'm the worst dinner party guest in the world. People say, oh, do you Scottish? And I go, yeah. Okay, I'll do me. I sound like I'm a cross between sort of from New Delhi and Boston. It's terrible.
In Blue Jasmine, she plays a desperate Park Avenue socialite who loses her life of status and luxury when her husband turns out to be a swindler like Bernie Madoff.
I was forced to take a job selling shoes on Madison Avenue. Oh, so humiliating. Friends I'd had at dinner parties, our apartment came in and I waited on them. I mean, do you have any idea what that's like?
She was monumentally deluded. And like a lot of us, I mean, our lives are built on a fictionalized sense of self, who we aspire to be, rather than perhaps who we actually are.
You do a lot of research. You're known for reading, watching videos.
It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable.
Is it true that you watched the 60 Minutes Morley Safer interview of Ruth Madoff?
If I could change things, at least if I had tried, I would have felt a little better.
Bernie Madoff's wife, because she...
Absolutely.
And did that help you?
It did. I think that what I really got from that Madoff interview was the sense of shame. And I found that very useful.
One critic called it the most complicated and demanding performance of her movie career.
You know, someday, when you come into great wealth, you must remember to be generous.
But for Blanchett, Woody Allen's notoriously minimal direction was unnerving. You really love to talk things out, and as I understand it, that's not his style.
No, he's monosyllabic at best. I don't know how to do this thing unless it's in conversation with somebody else. I can't, monologue terrifies me.
But that's what you got.
First day he said, "It's awful, you're awful."
To you?
Yeah.
He said awful?
It's awful.
But he didn't say what to do. He
No.
just said it's awful.
No, but
So then you did it again?
And it was still awful. But
it was still awful?
Well, obviously it got a bit better because it didn't, you know, people have gone to see it.
Her breakthrough role came in 1998 as the Queen of England in Elizabeth.
I am married to England.
After that performance, She was offered other big parts, but went for characters who stretched her rather than ones that would make her famous.
Kate, right in the center, please.
Even though she's often on the red carpet these days, Blanchett never sought to be a movie star, nor did she think she'd ever be one. She's the middle child of a schoolteacher mother and transplanted Texan father who died when she was 10. She dropped out of college to study theater. What she wanted was to be a great stage actress and got her first major role in a play here at the Sydney Theatre Company.
There's a photo over here.
In 1993, she co-starred with fellow Aussie Geoffrey Rush in David Mamet's Oleana. Look how into it you are. You are so inside.
It was one of those plays.
You could look in yourself and you could see those things that I see, and you could find revulsion equal to my own. Good day.
You were a triumph in it. People were dazzled.
Yeah, the director actually almost sacked me. And that was probably a big motivator for me to
Are you
do
one
a
of
better
those
job.
people? Are you one of those people that
Likes to be terrified.
likes to be terrified?
I think it's the only way to work.
It
really.
motivates you.
Yeah, I'm much better with truth.
Even if it hurts.
Even if
Well, I think you've talked about the whole process as the trapeze effect. You're flying up there and you could fall.
Yes.
It's fear.
When you're stretching yourself, as a role like Blue Jasmine did for me, you risk falling flat in your face.
She applies that same risk-taking to her personal life, as when she and Andrew Upton, a playwright and director, decided to get married on a whim. They were both part of the Sydney theater crowd. How did you meet? How did the sparks start?
The sparks started slowly, I think.
We didn't like each other.
We didn't get on at all at first.
Really?
And then all of a sudden we played poker one night, and you were telling me about how you were in love with a friend of mine, and then we kissed.
And all of a sudden you're asking her to marry you real fast, as I understand it.
I think it was about 21 days.
And you said yes right away, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
But you leap off at the same moment. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's all about timing.
She says their marriage is a partnership in the raising of their 3 sons, ages 5, 9, and 12, and in their careers. Upton has been her collaborator and sounding board, and they share a love of their country. She's Australian through and through, down to earth, and happy to be 18 time zones away from Hollywood.
I adore Australia. I mean, I live and work here, and I'm buoyed up by it, I'm inspired by it.
As she took us for a walk along the Sydney coast, she talked about her private life. Except for her husband, the only member of the family we'd be allowed to film would be the dog Fletcher. Her home and her children were off limits. In the late 90s, she and Upton moved to England, and her movie career took off. But in 2006, the Sydney Theatre Company invited them to come back and take over as co-artistic directors, and they jumped at it.
It was one of the quickest decisions I think we made once the offer had come our way, apart from how quickly we got married. Maybe in the same spirit, strangely.
Yeah, I think it was in the same spirit of adventure.
It's a job they shared for 6 years. It kept Cate in Sydney, allowing her to spend more time with their children and to return to her first love, theater. So this is wardrobe. While she acted in some of the productions, she also became an administrator, overseeing things like wardrobe and props. She and Upton hired big-name directors and brought the company international acclaim with ambitious productions like Streetcar Named Desire, which they took to New York in 2009 with Cate as Blanche Dubois. It is so intense. It was so intense. How long does it take you to come down from an experience on the stage like that?
At the time, you do 8 shows a week. My hair was falling out by the end, and I mean, you don't.
Is that true?
Yeah, it was.
Your hair was falling out because you put so much into it.
I think I was just so exhausted by it.
She's known for being low maintenance. Her dramas strictly on screen or on stage. When we met her before a performance of Uncle Vanya, she was doing her own makeup. But what's she like after a performance? Does she could stay in the role? She comes home and she's still Blanche Dubois that night?
Don't answer that.
She comes home and she's Kate. Yeah. After these emotional, powerful...
Quite calm and chirpy.
She says she's not a method actor who minds her inner self to unlock a character.
And it has nothing to do with me and the fact that my dog died or my father died when I was 10, and making the grief small and personal and inward. And so therefore you don't carry it home because you're not going through some personal inward self-analysis every night that could eat you away. You're giving it away to the audience, and hopefully if it works, then it's their, that's their problem.
Take it in. Well, yeah,
they can take it home.
Exactly. You know, in December, Kate decided to leave the Sydney Theatre Company and a job she loved. What went into that decision?
The children. You could feel that their school needs beginning to grow. They actually need that attention, and at a certain point you have to make a decision about that, and that's not something we want to outsource.
Now, her decisions about what roles to take in movies include how long she'd have to be away from home, or whether she can take the boys with her on location, as she did with Blue Jasmine, her comeback to the movies, which she has done with a roar. You're 44 years old.
Am I? We don't need to discuss that. We don't need to rub that in. Listen,
I'm not
74.
rubbing it in. I think it's great to be 44, frankly. But it can be a tough age for an actress. At least that's the myth, I guess. Because for you, it's been a fabulous age.
Well, I came to the film industry, I mean, in actress years, I was pushing 80. Because, I mean, I was in my mid-20s when I made my first film.
Now her movie career is so hot, she's already signed up for 7 films. She's booked solid through at least 2015. What is the hardest part of your job? The thing you struggle with the most?
Oh, look, is it hard? I don't know that it's hard. I'm an actress.
Well.
I think the most complicated thing, it's the military maneuver of getting 2 careers, 3 children. But that's a working mother's problem, working parent's problem. That's not the challenge of work. I think in relation to the work, the trickiest thing is beginning. I think it's quite a tricky neuro-linguistic process, actually, to try and make something that a character has said, to make it come out through your body and make it seem like that's natural. It's kind of tricking yourself. The confidence trick, like an athlete does. You have to just say, I'm just going to start. I'm ready, I'm open, let's go.
She'll be returning to the stage in August, performing here in New York City in the Sydney Theatre Company's production of The Maids. Her role, a homicidal house servant in a world of haves and have-nots.